Hello and welcome to Modern Sages. This video is a clip taken from our podcast. If you want to learn more or listen to the podcast even further, click the show notes below and that will link you to the direct podcast that you are listening to. And so let's start. Actually, the first one was Nettle. That was the first one that came to me in my meditation. And so let me just read you a little bit about stinging nettle in general. And then I can share with you. I've been writing this little PDF too that has information on it. But stinging nettle is here to combat inflammation. It's a heart health. It cleanses away, it's clearing away and creating space for new. So let me just read this little section here. Nettle tea is made from the dried leaves of the stinging nettles. Once picked and dried, the loose leaves lose their sting and are perfectly safe to ingest. Used as a folk remedy for thousands of years, nettle tea is now seeing a resurge of popularity due to high nutrient content and the ability to combat inflammation. So some of the benefits is it alleviates pain. It protects the kidneys and the urinary and prostate health. A lot of times people will use that for prostate health. And when I worked at the herb shop, people would come in to get that for that as well. Strengthens your bones. It's rich in amino acids, proteins, bone building minerals like iron. And it also is great for blood sugar management. It's preventative along with protects your heart health. So as you can see, there's many beautiful benefits of stinging nettle, just what science has shown and research. So as I sat in and just welcomed the essence of nettle to show up for me, it was so beautiful because I had this song going and it was like the essence of the spirit showed up right in front of me. It was like almost like as if my heart was almost in like a banana leaf, like completely covered over. And it was like there were different waves that were showing up to release. And it was like, it would start from the right to the left. And it was like little pushes of energy pulling out to just create a little bit more space for this banana leaf to start to open. And after it went from the left to the right, then all of a sudden there was like whoosh, this wave again. And it started on the left to the right again. And maybe it was a different color or the wave looked different. And it was just like it kept going, and there were layers and layers and layers pulling back from the banana leaf to allow the heart to open, to allow a healthy heart, to allow a heartfelt experience, to be more connected to the heart, to live more of a heart-centered life. It was almost as if, I don't know if you can, if you're listening, you can't see this, but it was almost as if it was pulling back layers in phases, and it was pulling back layers in my chest and my heart, in my chest cavity, to allow my heart to breathe and to have full expression and full capacity. And it was like it was clearing away anything in the lungs to also allow a voice, the power of breath, the breath of life to be able to flow more abundantly. And so it was pulling back the layer in phases. It was opening space for heart health. It was a purification, open, release, and fill. And I also learned that it's not meant to always be on, but it's also here to clear blood cells to rejuvenate. It eradicates the dead, scrubs old. It like scrubs away the old to create a space for new patterns to show up or new breath of life. And it was like all of a sudden, as I was breathing with it, all of a sudden it was like I had so much space in my heart, in my chest to breathe. And for this banana leaf to expose my heart and for it to be safe and secure. And then I could see the all that was eradicated or all that was taken away or released so that the blood could flow properly. And there were channels of communication. And it was just such a beautiful experience. And as I was sitting with that, all of a sudden it reminded me of the East. It was like connecting to the heart and to the lungs And we don't normally think that would be the mind, but really it's the breath, as Nettle is here to help with lung support, with inflammation, so that we can see things in a different perspective. And a lot of times, if we're in a lot of pain, our pain takes over and it's hard for us to see any other way. And so, this nettle was just a reminder that it's pulling back in layers, and it can be a very potent herb, using it in the proper way to eradicate, to move, to release, and to fill, so that we can have that healthy heart. But more importantly, we can have that safety and that security in ourselves. It was such a beautiful, beautiful one.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If this podcast has piqued your interest, we would definitely recommend you to finish the podcast by clicking the link below. We would also love to invite you to subscribe and to like to our YouTube channel, along with joining our Modern Sages Soul Tribe. This is a tribe of women helping to embrace the medicine within. In this tribe, we will be doing moon gatherings, having classes, and a lot of free content, spiritual gift giveaways, and so much more. If this calls to you, click the link below and join the Modern Sages Soul Tribe. Blessings!